Welcome to this paddle. Yeah, today we are three people, and there's one wearing the USA t-shirt, and this is because I'm very proud and honored to have here the Ruiz Álvarez brothers, or siblings, that are Raúl and Daniela. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us here.
And they have a very special story, and the first thing I wanted to tell about them is that in paddle we have, like, historically some couples of brother and sister that has been special, like the Montes, Chema and Iciar, that I love them. Also Ale Galán y Alba. I like Alba, I had a class with her. Of course everybody likes Ale. And here we have now USA team, Daniela and Rául, like very well-known players in Miami.
Yeah, that's really high standards for us. The siblings that you talked about, really excited to share this story through paddle with my brother. What best could I ask for?
Yeah. What about you?
I really like this sport. We started about 2 years ago.
Just 2 years.
Just 2 years ago,
Wow.
and it was an amazing experience. She was lucky to go to the World Cup right after starting to play.
Wow.
I went just to see her, and it was a great motivation for both of us.
For you to say, I
keep
want to
playing.
do this again. So for you, it's going to be your second world champion?
Yeah, this is my second one.
Wow.
I'm really excited. The first one was a different experience. I started playing paddle, and within a month I was in Dubai last time.
Wow.
Without knowing anyone, and now it's a different experience. I think we have a better team, more prepared, so I'm really happy for what's coming for us.
Yeah, but also it means that you have a really good skill set in order to start a sport and get that trust, right?
I was lucky enough to be able to play doubles, pretty good at tennis.
Okay.
I come from a tennis background, and I was able to use that for paddle. I guess, okay at the net, not that good with the walls, but I was able to manage and be able to play. My first match was actually with the world's number one.
Oof.
We played Spain the first match, so it was a really, really good experience for me.
It was more like it's changing the t-shirt.
And we didn't do that bad. It was a really, really nice experience.
I like it. And I think the Spanish team also understands that there are different levels worldwide, so
They made us feel good, I think.
yeah. And what about you? Are you excited or?
Yeah, extremely excited. Like I said, I went to the last one, and it was a great motivation to barely knew paddle. Had just started playing, but watching those guys. I mean, the final was Sanyo and Bella,
Wow.
and I learned the whole story, Bella, and everything that came with that. So it was an amazing motivation, and I guess it became my goal then to try to get to play a World Cup.
Yeah, super inspiring too. And I know that you both came to the US to play tennis.
Yes.
So it's a quite typical journey. How was your coming to the US, your story?
I came in 2014. I was able to get a scholarship and play for Clemson University in South Carolina. I came when I was 16. I was there.
You came from?
Bolivia. We are both from Bolivia. We have my parents are from Cuba, but they moved to Bolivia many years ago. We were both born in Bolivia, played tennis, grew up there, and then in 2014 I was able to come here with a scholarship, great school. I was able to play there for 4 years and a half, did my undergrad and my master's, and then later moved to Miami.
Wow. And what about you?
Same. I had the same tennis background. I started playing tennis because of her. Many years after I came to school in 2016, I also did my undergraduate and master's in Pfeiffer University in North Carolina, and then we moved to Miami. I guess we were kind of tired of tennis, so we were just doing different things. We had just stopped playing tennis completely.
Wow.
And my girlfriend, actually, she's from Spain, from Mallorca. She took me one time to play in Real Pádel, where Angel was. We went with my sister and another friend that played tennis, and Angel came by the court and said, "You guys are great, you have to start playing." And after a week, she had told Daniela, "Go to the trials for the World Cup, you play amazing." And that's how we got into this whole journey.
Yeah, we want to say thank you to Angel. He was great with us. He was able to introduce us to the sport, and I think he's a person that helped us start and pushed me to try and go to the tryouts. And he said, "You are gonna make it. I'm sure you're gonna make it. Don't here's you go get a pala and then go to the courts. You will be fine." And because of him, we are where we are today.
Wow, amazing. I really like to listen to that because he was also my first instructor. So I think there's some merit that is going to be there forever. I think he has been the person that has onboarded the most people.
Of course.
In the US. Like and different levels. Like he saw your talent, he understood that I wanted to learn and have fun, I'm a slow learner, but he can adapt to everybody and make people enjoy paddle.
Correct. And for women too, I think he's was a big motivation for girls to play the sport. I think it was more focused on guys before, so I think he was pushing a lot to get the girls to play.
Yeah, I like it. And you play with Alan sometimes, or?
Yeah, well, I played with Alan. Well, right before he went to Spain, I used to go. I mean, Angel was the one who called me. I have a match for you. I have this match, because I wasn't that much into paddle, so he was the one that got me like to play more. And I think after the World Cup is when I took it the most serious.
And you got there. So what are your, let's say, playing styles?
I guess we both can say the same thing. We're pretty aggressive, better at the net, trying still to learn how to play with the walls, and just get to the net as fast as you can.
I'm really good at smash, I guess. Like the volleys and the smash, when I see tennis players, like, oh no, the problem. I have to send it to the back and play.
That's the only thing we have, so we have to take advantage of it.
Well, and good ball reading too, right? That's important. But you do the by three and all that as much as you can, right?
Yes, we try. He does it better than I.
I've seen that. I know it.
Yeah. I think I've improved a lot in defense and playing a lot more paddle. I think time helps a lot to learn the walls, but I think we always stick to the essentials. And when you go and play tournaments and that sort of stuff, you do what you know best. So I think I always stay aggressive. My partner is also has big overheads, a lot of like aggressive shots. So we try to stick to that because I think that's where we make the most difference.
Yeah. So I think we are just a few days before you fly for the World Championship. But I think you've been doing an intense training first to go to the qualifying in Mexico that was super successful, and now for the World Championship. So how is that process? How are you both preparing with the men's and women's team?
I can start with the girls. We have been at least these couple days training with the team, trying to get better, and where we have some difficulties. And I guess we have a good team overall. Everyone is pretty united, trying to get the best out of what we have. And we were lucky enough to have a great experience in Mexico. We played great matches with a lot of courage to be able to get a spot in Qatar. So now we just want to get there and take advantage of the position.
And I think from our side, I've been lucky that our coach is in Miami. Most of the players and the high-end players are in Miami, so that gives us a great chance to practice. I think Luis Fer had been very diligent trying to get us to play more, get us to play with our partners. I played with Fernando in Mexico, so we went to a tournament in Las Vegas. We've tried to play as much as we can. I'm going next week to Nashville to play with Sebas Castañeda, who's also in the team. So we're trying to play as much as we can competitive and where there's pressure, so we can see what works, what doesn't work right before we go, because once you're there, it's really hard to change in 1 or 2 days your team. And we're also lucky to have 2 great young talents. One is here already, Vini Di Francesco and Matti. They're playing professionally in a great league in A1 Paddle, so I think that's going to give us a big boost compared to Mexico. I think we're going to take a big step forward. Yeah,
and I think like you're giving several options to the coaches to change or put this one here, like depending and reading how the competitors are doing in order to adapt.
Yes.
And in your case, who do you usually play with, or it depends?
We just don't know. The girls were more all over the place. Just 3 in Miami. We had Marta that was in San Diego. Now we are lucky enough to have 3 of the team, 3 girls competing in FIT tournaments. They were in London last week trying to get better. In Mexico, I play with Carla. She's really, really good. Living in Denmark, I think, or Sweden.
Yes, you went to New York with Brittany and they play super well.
She's at another level. I was lucky enough to play with her. She taught me a lot on how to play and gave me a lot of confidence to be able to win that match in Mexico.
Wow. And how do you feel when you talk to your friends? Right, because I guess some of them know paddle and some of them like, what's that? Like, are you too intense with this? So how do you explain that?
A lot of my friends, they come from the sports, or most of them from the tennis background.
So
Padel has been growing super, super fast in South America. In Bolivia, now all our friends, it just started last year, but all our friends are playing, and everyone is like watching, seeing us go to the World Cup, here, there, Pro Padel League, a lot of things happening, and everyone is asking, hey, how are you guys doing? How did you get there? And now that we play for the US, I think a lot of people are watching, and more people are knowing what Padel is, and it's great that we started when the sport started, so we are happy that we were able to get on top of the wave.
Yeah, and what do you think makes Padel so engaging?
I will compare it to tennis, right? Since that's my background, I think it's faster. For me, I have a lot of issues to concentrate and be able to stay in the points or the match for a long time. And these sports lets you do a lot of things really fast and to be focused. That was for me. And to get in the competition, I was out of tennis for a couple years until Angel was able to see us. And being able to compete again, which is what I love at the end. Practice is just what you have to do to be able to compete. But for me, being able to compete, that was
you
the
grow
key.
with competition.
Correct. Yeah. For me, it's just another. I have something else that I was able to bring to the matches, and when I compete, just training, it's something you have to do, but not my favorite part.
And in your case?
I think I love paddle because how fast it is, but also because in tennis, if you have someone that is bigger, stronger than you, and he's gonna beat you. In paddle, the strategic part of paddle, I really like it. And also paddle, I think it's a show. When you start matching, like I started watching it, I love watching sports, and I think watching, those guys tap behind, you go out of the court, and I think that captivated me. Like it's in tennis, they have serve, big forehand, it's over, and then you walk around, and this is so fast, and so like it keeps you up the whole time throughout matches. You can see a 6-0, 6-0 match and have a lot of good points. Where in tennis is just if you're faster, better, stronger. It's just
and also to pick the balls when you train.
True.
So it's a good point what you say about the concentration, because they told me that you are always on your phone. So what's going to happen once you are in Qatar with the phone?
Paddle for me is just, I started as be able to use my free time, do something that is also good for you. I work a lot, I have a lot of responsibilities, and a lot of people that depend on me and my companies. So that's why they make fun of me, that I'm always on the phone and just...
You're doing an effort to attend and go there.
I know I have to do it, I have to play more. It's just sometimes it's hard for me because I have a lot of things that I want to do, and I want to grow my companies, and it's just pretty complicated for me to play paddle.
Yeah, it was a joke,
and they always make fun of me because of that.
Oh, that? Yeah, but you're the one with the money and the other one that have the time, and so someday that thing will change, I guess. Okay, so what do you think is going to happen once you are there? Like, how do you envision the competition?
The first time I went to the World Cup, I had no idea. Now I know more, and I think that put us, and a lot of the team was in Dubai too, so that gives us a better position when we get there. It's not just the first time, and we are also able to guide the new girls on how to perform, what to expect, and now that we are playing much better, I think we have a higher chance. Last year we were super close to getting the top 8. It was even match points to get there. This year, the first thing I'm hoping is for a good draw, to be able to compete. There is teams that it's just you can't even compete. But now, if I think we can get a good 4 in our draw, we have a good chance to be able to do something special.
So, when you compete, I've seen sometimes that your parents come to watch you. How do they feel about this? Because I think it's special for them. Before with tennis, you wouldn't be doing maybe the same competition on the same weekend, or things that with paddle now they are happening. They can.
We are a super close family. We always like to spend time together. and this is one more thing that we can do and we can all enjoy. They love to spend time with us and traveling. What else can we ask? We can bring my grandparents. They really enjoy to see us play, and every time it's like close by, we try to take
because
everyone.
I've seen that, like that your family goes and cheers and that.
Dubai, Qatar is pretty far for them to go, but my parents are going to make it, as well as Marta, Raúl's girlfriend, so they will be a big, good part of the family with us there.
Super good support.
I think it's great because when we were kids, we always travel and it was like a whole family thing and we all went. So I think it also brings a lot of memories back for them, and my grandparents especially that now are older and they really like it and they love going and watching, and so it's amazing.
My last question is related to paddle right now in the US. Like when you started, there were barely like the 4 courts in Real, Wingwood.
That was it?
Pádel Life, Key Biscayne, but it's always like far and packed and like difficult to get a court. And right now I think we've tripled or like 4 times more courts, and it's growing all in the US. So how do you envision like the momentum here in Miami, but also in the US of paddle?
I think we have been super lucky, as I told you before, to be able to start as it was growing. We didn't know it was going to be this fast. So I think we can do and support what's happening and just take advantage of the good time that we are having. So I think for Raúl it's also amazing because he actually plays a lot, and there is a lot of boys and a lot of courts, and that's why he has been able to improve this match. Because for me it was, I guess, easier for the girls to be, but for him it was way harder. The level was super high, and having more courts, having more boys to play was what made him better.
So how do you do?
For me, it's been awesome because more clubs, more people playing, better people. I think we've had also a lot of talent coming from outside because they want to also get in the train that is going 100 miles per hour. So we've had people like Peter Alonso, I think, was one of the first ones that started. Now we have Guga, JC Gaspar, all these guys just bring up the level. And for me, it has been great because I went from barely knew how to play paddle to seeing those guys is completely different level. And now I feel like I can at least go and compete with them. They're really hard to beat. They are amazing players, but I think it's helped us grow a lot. I was lucky to play in the final of the US Open last week against Guga and JC, and they're amazing. They were still very far away, but that only helps us grow and get better, and that's going to help us also when we go to a World Championship. They cannot compete because they're not American, but I think that helps our whole team because it only makes us better that when we compete with them.
That part of the competition is also pretty, what's going on here, like attracting more players that want to make a living and get into the ecosystem, maybe for business, but also competing. So it's like raising the bar and getting more attention.
And I think it's also bringing more money to the competitions. And for us that we travel and as a hobby, it's great to be able to make some money and at least cover our expenses because as a hobby, it's good to at least be able to cover. It's a very expensive hobby when you're competing every week, traveling. We go 1 week to
just
New
training.
York, here, there, and training.
Because
and
the courts, we have more courts, but the price is also going up, which is counterintuitive somehow.
But for players like us, more courts, more clubs, they also want to have good players go and they can give you deals, they let you play cheaper, and so I think that helps us a lot too.
Okay, so I hope you make a good competition and representation of the US and also your, let's say, Hispanic heritage, because I love that story of Spain, Cuba, Bolivia, and now the US, because I think it's part of this country. It's a country made by immigrants, and that enriches the place where we've picked to live. Like most of the people live here because they want to live in this country, and that makes a difference. And I hope you make at least you enjoy the competition and do your best. And I think we will talk once you are back so we can know how you did. But please enjoy.
Thank you so much for having us. We hope to represent the US as good as we can. And we're just trying to represent Miami, the whole paddle community out there, and just do it respectfully and with the best ability that we can.
Thank you so much, and we're very excited to go.